appraisal contingency waived versus an appraisal waiver. In this highly competitive market, it's all about appraisals these days. One thing I've noticed is some confusion around the appraisal contingency being waived versus the lender getting an appraisal waiver. So let's chunk it down and talk about both. An appraisal contingency waiver. Yeah, seeing this all over the place right now. And that's essentially when somebody is waiving the appraisal contingency that's built into the Arizona purchase contract. So it's actually referenced on lines 107 through 110. And in the purchase contract, it would allow for the borrower or the buyer, it would allow for the buyer to pause once the appraisal comes back. If the value does not meet the purchase price, they have up to 5 days to be able to cancel the contract and get their earnest money back. Well, in this market, we are seeing that section of the purchase contract waived quite often, which means that it doesn't matter what the appraisal comes back at, the buyer cannot cancel if the house doesn't appraise at the purchase price. Okay, so that's what the appraisal contingency waiver means. However, from a lending perspective, this is where it gets confusing, because on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac conventional loans, the lender may receive an appraisal waiver. It's actually called a property inspection waiver. The lender will know that when they submit the file through the automated underwriting system with the property address in and the purchase price, and it will come back and tell the lender whether an appraisal is needed or not. So very often though, I will have listing agents in particular say, hey, our seller wants the appraisal waiver. Well, we don't know if there's an appraisal waiver, and again, it's only on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac conventional loans. Jumbo, no, there's going to be an appraisal. FHA, going to be an appraisal. VA, going to be an appraisal. So if the lender receives an appraisal waiver, that is a property inspection waiver, it means that the buyer can opt to not have an appraisal done. We have buyers that actually get that waiver and still want an appraisal. So if an appraisal is done though, and if it comes in less than the purchase price, then we're back in that same conversation of, from a lending perspective, the lender is going to lend on the lower of the two, meaning the purchase price or the appraised value of the home. So from a lending perspective, the down payment is based on the lower of the two. So in this market, especially if somebody has waived their appraisal contingency per the contract, if we get a property inspection waiver, we absolutely are telling the selling agent, we're absolutely making sure our buyer understands what that means. And in that scenario, it's great because if they opt not to get the appraisal, then it's assumed that the value meets the purchase price and there is not going to be any appraisal gap differences that have to be covered. So really, really important to know the difference between an appraisal contingency waiver and an appraisal waiver from a lending perspective. Please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. I want you to be informed and I want your buyers to be informed about this home loan process. So be sure to subscribe. If you learned something today, please give this video a like. And if you have questions, comment below or call me. I'm here. I look forward to talking with you soon.